あ、はいじゃん。
Well, it is a game which, in the grand scheme of things, may not have too much riding on it, but it is equally clear and very visible that there is much pride around it. Chants are filling our ears, proud renditions of hymns and songs. It is the perfect soundtrack. And few venues rise to an occasion quite like this one. It is, of course, the world-famous Old Trafford. And if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. We expected better, and so did he. Thuram spots it and intercepts. And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Messi finds himself offside. And it's Messi. Could have been dangerous, but it came to nothing.
Peter, we're about to see how good Lilian Thuram is. Besides being physically imposing and quick, he's very intelligent and usually that crucial split second ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, fabulous reader of the game.
And pretty much got it all. Bale really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Oh, that's well spotted. Vieira. Messi. Maldini calmly anticipates. Fair to say, I think, a cautious start from both teams. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Vieira. Platini. Belling. And it's Bale. And here's Hullet. Now that's well seen too.
Well, caution is dominating proceedings. This isn't meeting expectations.
Yeah. Neymar will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Neymar, he's found a way through.
はあ、
It's
危
loose
ね。
and there's a race for the ball. Cleared without complication. Kaká. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Rodri. And it's Bale. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside.
危ない危ない。硬い試合ですね。え？
Bale, nice bit of skill, and he's away. Bale looking to get on the end of this. He ran himself into trouble there. Free kick given away. successful under that challenge. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Now it's Bale, and it's Hullet. Platini. And here's Hullet. Now it's Bale. Platini. And the finish!
오잉.
They've scored! That was easy, almost too easy.
Well, look, he moves and manufactures in unique fashion. This guy is sheer class.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Maldini promptly onto that, and that is that. Thuram. Passing is crisp and sharp. Messi is
え
onto this.
嘘
Messi gets flagged offside.
出てないやん。
Well, that looks a decent ball. And Messi! Well, now it's a race for the ball. And it's Luis Suarez. Oh, he's found support out wide. And here's Suarez. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. He won't be happy with that one. 1-0 here just before the break, and it looks as though it's going to stay that way for now. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Bale. Bellingham in the hunt and looking threatening. Now it's Bale. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Messi. Oh, nice touch. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Added time.
Rodri. And it's half-time here. So the end of the first half, both teams have had their moments. There's been no shortage of talking points, but there has been just one goal, and that is the state of it at the break. 1-0.
I thought that was a decent 45 minutes of football. Plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive. You still have to approach this like it's 0-0.
Leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. Hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. A solitary goal. That has been the crucial difference. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Fiddles it through. Oh, not quite. Ball is over the line. Hits one! Rodri. Bale looking to run onto it. Now the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Cannavaro did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And he's intervened well there. Still just a single goal between the sides. He has found the... looks to the finish. And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
The attendance for this
Now
match
it's
was
Messi.
71,000.
He's shifting through the gears here. The movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. They've got a corner here.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
chance to counter. Bellingham. Looking for options for movement. Chance! That is decidedly lacking.
Well, he did get himself into a good position. Something for him to cling to.
Thuram. It's a promising run he's making on the right. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, it's a natural instinct to defend when ahead, but it's too early for them to settle into that practice just now.
Kaká.
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
This is a really front-footed approach.
A lucky break would certainly help.
Thanks! Oh, he's fallen kindly here. And it's in! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control.
Give up
And he's
down.
only too grateful to capitalise
John
on the
Guy.
keeper's misfortune.
Well, listen, last line of defence and you don't get it right, then you're paying a visit to your net.
Substitution on the field. Number 19.
We have got changes here from both sides, in fact. So that's two now without reply.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter. They've got them where they want them.
Number 25.
With Shevchenko.
Coming on the field.
That is a brilliant interception.
Number 8. Zico.
Just about up to 75 minutes. Ronaldinho. Neymar. Now can he find a decent hit? And another try! Not offside that time.
どこら辺がオフサイなのそれの。
Rafael Leao. He's going to be disappointed with that. Thuram. The error shows great strength. Messi going face to face with his great rival. Oh, good ball, shot. And Shevchenko! Now, who's going to be... Has another goal!
しょ
Goal! Just one in it now. The game takes on a whole new complexion. Oh, a goal of
Huh?
quality. He made it look ridiculously easy.
Nedved simply knew
いや、お
he
前
was asking to be hit first time because of the way it arrived. And boy, did he hit it.
And very quickly, the substitute made his mark.
That's just as the manager would have seen it. An impact sub.
あ、はい。
Manchester United get themselves back into contention.
Well,
Oh,
they've given
hi.
themselves a chance here, but now it's a case of getting the balance right between attack and
いや、わ
defense.
かんないっす
That's
よ
not。easy.
And it's Nedved. And he welcomes it in.
え
The shots!
お疲れさんに。
Elastic of saves.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Great
はあ、お前ふざけんなよ、死ね。
tying minutes, and we're all square again. Terrific goal. What a super sharp finish.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
All square again into the dying minutes.
Credit where it's due. This is great attitude. Now, the only question is whether there's enough in the tank to grab another.
And he cuts out the supply. That looks a good ball through. Rummenigge. Big chance! Brilliant from Leao! And just do it!
Well, there's always a chance of being caught like that when you surrender the football.
There will be 5 minutes added
Well, this
time.
is what we've been waiting for. He's picked his way through. Vieira with the clearance.
なんでそっちになるわけ？意味がわかんねえわ。
Great hit! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
It's easy to say it, but difficult to stop it when runs in behind are being made like that.
Just seeing the board now, it's going to be 5 extra minutes. Shevchenko. Maldini. Oh, what has happened here? Tomiyasu, that's it. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football.
ふう、危ない危ない。強かったなぁ。
Well, they say football's only a game, but you should try telling this lot. Without a doubt, it is the week's most eagerly awaited contest. A sporting event which has magnificent scenery as its backdrop. It is tribal, and it has aroused the most primal of instincts in so many of us. And we are glad to have you alongside us for it. Such scenes here. A sea of team colours, songs ringing down from the stands. The tone is set for the 90 minutes ahead. Action now the finish! It's loose now and they want to get it back.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Well, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup.
Really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner, and just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support was arriving quickly.
Well, it's a look of bewilderment. His touch deserted him at the key moment.
Yeah, very careless, and I leave it at that.
Pinches it off him. Yeah, he's fouled him there. It's a quick one. Now it's Mbappe. So, Jim, tell me this. Who are you looking for in particular here?
I'd say Petr Cech. I'm trying to come up with a flaw in his game, and I can't. Dependable and strong in every aspect of a goalkeeper's job, and he breeds confidence for his defence.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Vieira gathers from the goal kick. Now it's Messi. Shot a goal! Now, who's going to be first to this. And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Bale clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And we have our very first corner. David Villa. That's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
さすが世界2桁。
Looking to go forward
当
now.
たり前ですやん。
Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
So we're still where we started right now. Looking for options for movement. Cantona. That's a... There's the hit! And he's really put himself on the line here.
バモ。
バーモン。え、これミニオンくんじゃん。
It's going to be
ミニくんやん。
I think.
相手。
Have their second corner now. And it's been taken short. Promising cross. He's having a go. That is certainly not what he had in mind.
David's
今気づいたわ。
absolutely everything he had into that. Maybe better look next time.
Oh, perfectly measured that. And here's Messi. And the finish! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Messi is offering a wry smile there.
Is their second corner of the game.
何それ。
And now a sudden chance to counter. Griezmann. And they're quick to get it back. Suarez does really well to win the ball there.
それもすり抜けんのかい。
Gently done. David Villa. Oh, he's put a shade too much on that. So, third corner of the game. And now they can spring out of defence.
Hearts are totally dominant in the middle of the park and no way through zone.
That's gone loose. Griezmann.
やばすぎ。
Neymar. Tries a shot.
危な。 なんでやねん。
Now that's well seen too. Turan. Nedved. Bale. That was good pressing. Forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. Vieira. He's going to be disappointed with that. Messi.
はい。
And here's Mbappe. He's found a way through.
マジで言ってんのかよ。
A goal kick. Not the best distribution from the keeper. He's shifting through the gears here. And the shot. Still waiting for the first breakthrough, but not for the want of trying. And again. It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Here's a man adored by many.
それもすり抜け。
By some. Picked out. Big chance. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Has a goal.
オッケー。
Well, players of his stature just live for moments like that. Another really important contribution as we near half-time, and it can make such an impact on each mindset.
いや
Well,
そ
it
の
always
ポヨン
comes
パスは
down
や
to
め
the
てほしい
telling
な。
final pass, and that was a beauty.
マジか。
So the first
今
moment
絶対取ったと思ったわ。
got the shot.
ああ、それは入れられるわ。
It's in. That is remarkable. All square in a matter of moments.
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
Well, now it's a race for the ball. Griezmann.
マジそれ、今の。
Well, played right into his path. Yeah. That is going to be the final action of the first half.
今配信してんのかな、メニ君。
Decent watch this, and each side
してないやん。
contributed in equal part. Couple of very good goals for the crowd to enjoy, and a game which is right on the edge. At half time, it's 1 each. That's a really interesting game, and they head in at half time at 1-1. And if you're just back from dinner, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Griezmann. Oh, smashing
危
header!
な。
No, he couldn't get the direction he needed.
Well, plenty of moving targets to pick out. Obviously increases your chances of the ball being met like that by someone.
Bellingham. Nedved. And the shot!
く
That looked awkward, but he had a good crack at it.
You can never be too safe with someone like him around. They got away with that.
Corner number 3 coming up.
えなんで誰も行かないのそんなドフリー
It
で。
was very much worth a try, and I've seen worse. That should tee him up nicely for his
なんで
next
奥になっちゃうわけはい
And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Oh, good read. He read that really well and stopped it. Bale was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Oh, it's a promising build-up this. Plenty of really nice passing. And that interception
いや
was
通らない
most
んだ。
necessary.
That's great positioning. So good for
いやそれも取れないってなると結構厳しいだろ
Oh, that's a key interception.
なんでそれも通んないねまっすぐパスするだけやで
Works it forward. Now it's Mbappe. And that's been intercepted.
That was
や
well
ば
played.
すぎマジ
Well
で
stopped.
クソ仕様どうにかしてくれや
In comes the corner. So their fourth corner of the game. Bale can get it clear.
ネイマールに負けんなや
Griezmann crosses. Nedved gets rid without sophistication.
誰もいないっていうねさすがに取ってね
Sharp pass. He's through here. Now it's Bale. He's picked his way through. And the shot! That's another chance.
はあも
Try. Could so easily have been.
うやばすぎやろ
A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
それも勝てないんや
That is good alertness. No question, this is the man you want to get onto the end.
マジそれ止めんの最強かよ
That is a little undercut. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
That looks a
Ah,
good
what
ball
the-
through. Oh, shooting chance!
マジで言ってんのかよ
And the comeback is complete.
もうゴミ仕様マジ勘弁してくれ
Wow moment.
Well, I think he was saying to his teammates,
ほらなんでだよ正面立ってんだろバーカ死ね
Hearts take the lead.
and it deserved great credit for
Huh?
turning things around, but they'll now need the defensive resilience to equal that attacking flair.
Probably be looking to play it square from here. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Mbappe. It's Bellingham. Mbappe. And that interception was
はあ、また抜き。ゴミすぎる、この仕様。
Oh, super fine. So much time and space here.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Great chance.
おーい、ポストばっか当たんない、イラッとすんな、おめえ。
Via. And there's his chance to lead the counter. He's under a lot of pressure there.
は
Yeah.
なんでそうなっちゃうわけ、マジで。
Net yet? Oh, that's fabulous. Hits one.
キモいって、本当に。どこがオフサイなんだよ、それの。
Yes, it has.
Obviously, some sections of the crowd would disagree, but that was the right decision, albeit a late one.
Moment's uncertainty there, but it is the right call. Now it's Bale. Mbappe.
走れよ、お前。
It's Bale.
決めろよ、ソング。お前、何を決めんだよ、じゃあ。
He showed too many mixed signals.
キモすぎるわ、これ。
Net yet.
ファールじゃないんですかね、それ。
Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Bale. Messi. Now it's Messi.
ははいなんでそうなったん？
But then, how many more chances can they realistically expect now?
えなんでパスキャンセルされんの？
Davids. Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes.
Thuram really added the width there thanks to his willingness to make the run.
キモすぎ。
Cantona.
クソゲーだわ。
Do have a chance to counter here. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good
それも取られてね。どこに
That is
マ
as
ジ
far
ゴミ。
as it goes.
ああ、ゴミゴミゴミ。ゴミゲーだわ。
Unpredictable to the very end. Momentum shifting this
なん
way
で
and
15本も打って1本しか入んねえんだよ。きめえな。仕様を変えるなら股抜きとか勘弁してよ。正面立ってんだったらよ。
ダイアリ配信してたの初めて知った W。
ああ、ミニさん、ありがとうございました。この仕様むずいっす。
前の仕様よりはマシかな俺は。
マジっすか？
as you can see, we are all set. The game should be a truly entertaining one, whichever side of it you find yourself on.
全然俺は前の方が良かったっすね。
And the juices are flowing. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic.
ほい、ヤンコレル使ってるで。
And already we're underway here. behind for a goal kick. Ronaldinho. And that interception was
前のフェーズビビにもきついくらいだった W。
Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk. He's just about unbeatable in every department, Peter.
いやミスっちゃった。
he's quick,
ディビにきつい。いやさすがに
and what's more, he seems to really love a tussle. His passing's good too.
もう
Good cross.
外すんかい。
Almost as good a second.
Neymar brilliantly took control of that, which was exactly what the situation required.
俺もうパスサッカーじゃなかったんでね、別にパスのやつが上がったところで
Obviously build up.
あんま恩恵を感じれないんで、ほらね、今完全にやばすぎ。
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defense saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels
まあいいでしょう、
rather
そっ
than
ちがその気なら。
Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention.
こっちもやったるわ。
Tenacity won the day.
I guess this was unexpected, a change so early in the game. So a couple of
え
footed alterations.
誰 誰に出したんそれ。
Well, it'll
怖
be
いて。
interesting to see what system they'll be playing with now, Peter.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
やばすぎ。
That is as far as they're going to go. Gnabry.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Laid back in. Back into the middle. Schmeichel will lay claim to that. Sané. Maldini. Collar. Michael. And he cuts out the supply. Looking for options for movement. Well read. The danger is averted.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. Cleared without hesitation. And it's Michael.
That was well seen too. Good clearance.
Nice sequence of
おお
passes.
すごいとこから足出てくるやん。
Sané.
出た本当に。すいません、相手ずっと4本なんですけど。
And it's hoisted clear. Gnabry. Gnabry tries making a foray down the right. Bellingham, someone who can always claim to be the most immaculate finisher.
それも取れないんかい。
Vieira makes the interception.
え
Oh, this looks sharp.
いや取れねえんかい。
Now it's Sané. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Pull it. Bilbao finding their passes. Good looking ball. Collar. Now it's Gnabry. Oh, that's fabulous.
フリットフリッ
Okay,
ト。
being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
Gnabry. Defending was strong and firm. And here's Gnabry. Michael catches it safely.
Pull it. It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Oh, he's found support out wide. Gets his head to it! Good delivery, but no joy.
Well, the manager clearly has to react to this and tactically change what's happening. It's too easy for them to get in.
Yeah. Turan. Gnabry. He's going to be disappointed with that.
なんで
And that is that.
怖い怖い怖い怖い
Clinch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more.
He's tried one! Good effort, and it is right on half-time. So a thrilling culmination to the first period, but despite all of that, the two sides still separated by a single goal.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I could see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Gnabry plays in for a header! Firm header, just off target.
That's a really decent chance.
And it's Messi.
なんでそっちになっちゃったの
Pull it. Sané.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Laid back in.
You can never be short of runners in the space, as long as the space left behind is filled. When it's delivered early like that, defenders just can't get themselves set.
Bellingham. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Well read. Nice interception. Collier. He's in. Plenty of space here. He's got tall.
決めてくれー
Still chasing the game, trailing by one. Oh, he's found him in space. Sané. Oh, that's a key interception.
なんで
Idea, but the execution was well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
He's found a way through.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Gnabry.
いやなんで
Wide and looking to get onto this.
Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores. El dorsal 18, Ronaldinho. El dorsal 11 serán sustituidos por el dorsal 42. El dorsal
Brilliantly
15,
cut out.
cambio de jugadores.
That's what has to be done now. No question about it.
They're coming again and again.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Your impression so far, Jim?
Look, they may be one down, but they're not shying away. Time is on their side, and they're...
Sané is onto it in a flash. Rijkaard.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Back into the middle. Oh, played through for the wide man. That is a brilliant interception. And that's a throw.
んな弱いパスになんねん、それが。
Pirlo. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Rummenigge. Great hit! They've scored! And with the match slipping away, they have hauled themselves off the canvas.
Yeah, I'd call that transition with bite. They won it back and bit hard.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that fate.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores. El dorsal 20,
Bilbao making consecutive changes here.
el dorsal 14.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Yeah, it's a very good contest with two very good sides, and with such great individual talent on show, it could go either way.
Hit into the middle.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Strokes it back.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
That's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. And that has left him in a heap. And the ball's gone astray. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
Rummenigge.
Oh, that's such a good run. More of that, please.
Defending of the desperate variety.
Well, both sides might have to settle for a draw here, although there's still a chance for one last fling.
Costa Curta spots it and intercepts. Pull it. Bellingham. Messi. Pull it. Tries a shot!
マジか。
Oh, surely that deserved better.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass. Yeah, the jostling for position has begun. There's hardly any breathing space in that box.
Oh, that's wonderful alertness.
さすがに勝ってね。
Rafael Leao. And here's Pullet. Musiala. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great position.
え
So good for
なんでパス出さないの？お前ワンポ持ってるでしょ、さすがに。
We could be done here.
やばすぎ。
There goes the final whistle. So it does end all square. Inspiration, perspiration, both on show in equal measure. Well, they say football's only a game, but you should try telling this lot. Without a doubt, it is the week's most eagerly awaited contest. A sporting event which has magnificent scenery as its backdrop. It is tribal, and it has aroused the most primal of instincts in so many of us. And we are glad to have you alongside us for it. And expectations are rising, and decibel levels are rising. Big chance! It's there!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
No space, no problem. You
めちゃくちゃ吹っ飛ぶやん。
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
I doubt very much that this is in the script. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Bullet
え
is offering some sort of an
違
apology.
う違う、やりたかったこと全然。
The delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
And the counter is on. Now it's Bullet.
いや
Cole gets across to intercept that.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Belling. Rafael Leao. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Messi. Pirlo is enough.
それも止められちゃうんや。
Ernest. That looks
はい
like a ball. He's away. Oh, he's got a and the shot.
やばすぎ。止めた意味。
Hot knife through butter. They have done it again.
はぁ。
Taken a big deflection, but boy, he will want that one. So that's two now without reply.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
え、なんでどうやって入れ替わったん今。
Disappointed with that. Pull it. Chance. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Can he stop it going out?
怖っ。
And that is out of play. Bellingham. Passing is crisp and sharp.
Well, I wouldn't
それも
call
止
it
められるん
quick.
か
They
い。
should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
いや、その仕様勘弁してくれや。正面だぜ、いるの。 どうなってんだい。 あんな正面にボール来て触れないことがないやろ。
Situation required.
Yeah. And the pass is intercepted. Now it's Bullet. It's Bale! No mistake! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
He weighed up the landscape, Peter, and he stuck it bang in the corner.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, it was important they didn't get ahead of themselves and lose their discipline. This game plan could now well reward them with an equaliser.
Oh, this looks sharp. Messi unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. This might spell great chance.
決めてくれ。それは。
Wicked, a truly wicked effort.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he tried one of his specials.
And he's done very well to take that back. And it's Messi.
We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
And it just, I suppose, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press, and there's simply no way out.
Well seen. Saw that coming. He read that really well and stopped it. And that interception was most necessary.
で相手の正面はちゃんと取れんだよ。
Tomiyasu.
意味がわかんねえわ。
Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card. That was travelling. Now it's Hullet. And here's Messi. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Time perhaps for one last twist before half-time. Bale, he can run onto that. Now it's Messi. Hits one! Rafael Leao is in a really good position out wide. Shot! Goal! Oh, that is a late call, but it's the right one.
Yeah, the assistant did have his flag up. The referee seemed to spot it late, though. Nevertheless, the right decision.
Disappointment and relief on either side. Nothing doing. And reclaimed it in a trice. And it's Hullet. Now it's Luis Suarez. A good decent hit! Has a
やばすぎ。なんでお前。いいなあ、そんなんで。
They're firmly in control.
楽しそうやで。
It's what he was there for.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
So the lead now is 2.
That has the feeling of a breath of fresh air, Peter, and now they can fill their lungs and just blow them away.
A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Intercepts the throw. That's well read. And there's the end of the first half. There's the start of the second half.
Look, before they might get too carried away with thoughts of getting back into the game, they can't afford to slip up and concede another. The next goal becomes crucial.
Cut it out. Rafael Leao. Bale.
相手の方よう転がるね。
This. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
それも取れない。じゃあ何が取れるんだお前は。
It's really well manoeuvred. Could have been dangerous, but it came to nothing. Ah, such a clever touch. And the shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? He is just caressing the ball. He's got the shot away! It's a goal! And the second half is off to a flyer!
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Scoring early in this half just takes the pressure.
And this is Bale. Oh, shooting chance! They've done it! 3! He is flying! A vast presence! And there is no stopping him. And that really is so impressive.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive. The finish, exquisite.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
And the frightening thing is, Peter, this isn't even a surprise. He thrives in these situations.
And the shots! Oh, taken with style. They get themselves in front.
Yeah, I'd call opposition with bite. They won it back and bit hard.
違う。
Sostituzione di giocatori. Numero 4, Luis Suarez. Numero 11,
So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
il numero 9,
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Araujo promptly onto that, and that is that.
sostituzione.
And it's Eto. And he's away.
Eto, well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much.
Neymar! He has done it! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
Perfect placement. The one place the keeper couldn't reach.
No other outcome there. That was bang in the corner, unstoppable.
When the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that fate.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
We have ourselves... Oh, what has happened here? Rummenigge. Neymar. Well, they could break here. Platini. Pirlo.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Now it's Eto. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Can he finish?
Oh, he's been caught napping. Well, they deserve an awful lot of credit for their commitment to the cause, but it's a goal credit that would be most welcome now.
Now the finish! He scored! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Well, look, he moves and manufactures in unique fashion. This guy is sheer class.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
I just think this has been a lesson in character.
Yeah.
Composure. I think most teams would have
せ
struggled right now, but this
いくら
refusal
イン
to
パ
give
ク
up
ト
is
でも
brilliant.
それはないやろ。
That looks a good ball through. Oh, he's burst, has a goal!
いやマジかよ。お前当たんなきゃ読んでたぞ。
All square in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
キモすぎる。
Fortune favors the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
え
That really is
誰も取れない。それも取れない。
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
This is quite a battle.
Yeah, it's always a dangerous time when you've just scored. You can easily lose.
Can he put it
ゲイ
away?
ンラッキー。
Oh, what about that? And that has raised the roof. Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
なんでまだ全然あったでしょ時間。チャンネル09調べてみよう。 出てこないけど。
人類皆兄弟って言うしな。
Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us on this most anticipated day in this part of the world. Calm confidence is emanating from all corners of the ground, and the odds are certainly in their favour. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. And already we're underway here. That has been cut short. Back into the middle. Oh, this looks sharp. And they can counter here. And he welcomes it in. And the shot!
それ入るんかい。
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible. The breakaway clinical and clean, and the finish unerring. Well, talking about being hit on the break, the ball was in their net before
なんでそっちなん？
they recognized their defense. It was fast and furious, and all but unstoppable. So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. It's a good run down the left-hand side. Rummenigge. That looks a decent ball. And Messi! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped. Well, there are a few pockets of space that are being exploited, and they need filling, and
ウサ
fast.
ギめっちゃうまいっていうわ。妹がフランス引っ越してからさ、ウサギばっか食うてるらしくて、ウサギめちゃくちゃうまいですよ、これ。
Pedri. Fiddles it through.
これうまいわ。
Made into space out wide. He's got away.
うまいな。
He gets big. Oh, just couldn't turn it in.
Look, the defending wasn't too clever on that last chance. The cross had to be denied.
Rummenigge. Nicely intercepted.
出過ぎちゃうか、ここ。
Mateus.
なんで
Well,
最
I
後
wouldn't
諦め
quite
て。
advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
イノシシってうまいもんな。
Great chance! We've got a goal! Not so fast. Not so fast, they say. We want it just as badly. We will make a fight of it.
腹減ってきたな。
Well, when the game's played like that, it's made to look very simple. You know, I love watching football like this. Easy, effective, 1-2 and bang. Thanks very much.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
あ、ワニな。ワニの鶏肉みたいな感じだねな。
And here's
ないない
Bale.
な。
Now it's Messi.
イノシシう
Now
ま
it's
い。
Luis Suarez. Bellingham. He's in plenty of space here. Bale. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error
豚
there
肉
at
より
all.
全然美味しいっていうし。
Bullet.
それ決まるか。
Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. That is a great pick out.
ベンフィ
Luis
カ。
Suarez. Vieira attempts a clearance. And the counter is
あ、やっ
on.
ぱね、サッカー。
It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Rummenigge!
危なっ。
Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
勘弁して。
Rummenigge has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
俺のファウル。あ、お父さんお疲れ。お父さん、上からメンバーシップ入ってたやろ。皆さん。
Now it's Messi. Rummenigge. Oh, he's found support out wide. And that has been cleared.
え
That's well seen too. Pedri.
美味しいね。
Neither of these two want to come off second best. Oh, he's played it in.
え、やばすぎ。お前そんな正面から来るボール、足ちょっと出しやいいだけやん。
Been harder to miss.
Well, his appreciation of space then was absolutely exceptional. A moving.
Great effort, beautifully taken.
Messi brilliantly took control of that, which was exactly what the situation required.
いや、ありがとうございます。出るか、スタンプ。これバンならへんかね。
Driving forward.
気持ちちょっと小声で言う
He's
てね。
just misjudged that one.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Messi is wide and looking to get onto this. Terrific header. Oh, should really have made more of that.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery could play havoc with defenses.
It's Messi. Here's a man adored by many, deified by some. Time perhaps for one last twist before.
なんでそれがずれんね
Messi
ん。意味がわからんわ。
could have been dangerous, but it came to nothing.
まだリベン
And
ジ
he's
する
there
な。
to get it away. Rummenigge. Platini. He's through here.
いや、ありがとうございました。
Tries a shot. Oh, the ball's come loose here.
バンされたら、なんからな。
Footballing with youth.
There's the hit. Yes, it's in.
師匠
Oh,
は
huge goal. Massive goal. They hit the reset button, and we're back
中で
where
た
we
くさんの
were.
師匠だね。
That is so good. Such sharp skills and such a delicious finish.
It's beautiful poise. I mean, most players in that position, I think, would probably fluff that, but not this fella.
Messi! A potential goal of the season contender, if only.
He's the one player you want on the ball running at defences, and that's precisely why.
ついちゃうんかい。
That's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good.
The keeper has reacted superbly
怖い
there.
ぞ。
And that'll be the final action of the first half. Well, it has been a pretty crazy game so far.
たくさん打ち置い
Game
てたや
played
ろ。
out in extraordinary fashion, and the scoreline underlines. It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement. Terrific half, 4 goals split evenly, beautifully set up for the second period to
たくさ
follow.
んだと飛んだら、お願いしようかな。で、滝さんの師匠も CM。あ、滝さんもやろう。滝さん、これちょっと待ってね。ちょっと待っててや。ちょっと頑張ろう。
そんなハーフタイムすることあるん？
やべ。
start the second half.
ちなみに
Pops him off it and wins back the ball.
受賞は
Rummenigge chasing after it. And that interception was most necessary. He read that really well and stopped it. Yeah.
うわ、危ね。
Belling. Oh, good read. That's great positioning. So good from him. Gets his pass away. Vieira kept his eye on it. And he's there. It's really well cleared.
それずれちゃダメでしょ、そんな。
He's in space and looking for options.
この筆が俺の形をしてくれるわ。
それも勝てないんか
Going
い。
for the run.
ピエンだぜ。
This is a formidable matchup. Now it's Bale. And it's Bale. Tosses it in.
あそ
Well,
こなんや。
it's a reprieve for the time being.
でもすごい
Well,
や。
that's the first attempt, Peter, we've seen at one of those raking passes just to spread the play.
これからや俺も。まだまだ伸びしろあるで。
Bellingham. Can he get it through?
うわちょっと楽
Mateus.
しみやな。
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Looking tidy in possession here.
頑張るぞ。
A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary.
Yeah.
ああ、これ。
Rummenigge. Neymar.
やめてよ。うわー、取った。危ないね。
Oh, well played. Maldini gets good distance on it.
どこのチームなん上海も。やっぱ中国。
Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Now it's Bale. Bale going face to face with his great rival. And here's Bale.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Platini. And he
Eh?
refused to react. Oh, good looking ball.
俺今日全然負けてなかったのにな。
Neymar looking to get on the end of this. Pull
危
it.
ないわ。
Platini. Messi. Now it's Bale. And they can counter here.
今日負けたの小市さんと滝さん
Messi,
だけやん。
who does have an assist to his name.
あ、誰か負けたかな。
Rummenigge. There's the shot.
マジか、止められるか。
That was superb goalkeeping.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Corner number 2 then.
全然思ったところに決まんかった。
And he shoots. Oh, the ball's run loose here.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Looking for the runner. Deep cross. Let's make sure that's not getting through. Pedri. Oh, that's beautifully weighted. And it's Neymar.
下手くそおい。
That's just playing it safe and simple. Well, they deserve an awful lot of credit for their commitment to the cause, but it's a goal credit that would be most welcome now.
待って。ごめんごめんごめん。
And he's being shifted off
追
it.
いつくぞ。
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brilliant. And this is Bale. Can he finish?
オッケー。
It's in! And they have done it! We thought the dream was gone, but back they have come.
Well, Peter, you just have to praise his ability to stand up and be counted. It's brilliant. And how about the timing of the pass and run? They've worked it before and no doubt they'll work it again.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Oh, that's tremendous. They've shown it again and again in this competition. They'll fight to the very end. You have to admire them.
It's Bale!
オッケー。
騙されたわ今。
He is
ゴールと思ったのに。
a vast presence.
like that when you surrender the football.
Clinical, just clinical. What a game this is turning out to be for him.
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
長いの。うわ、ヤンコレル来たー。
Changes on both sides, actually.
So the lead now is 2. No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how many is coming.
Providing an outlet on that flank. Big header!
このすげえけど時間めっちゃ使うけどね。
And dealing with it. Rafael Leao. Pullet. Oh, perfectly measured that. Tomiyasu gets over and intercepts. Pullet is sporting a guilty look after that.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
No, that was never going to make it. 2 minutes to be added on. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that.
オッケー。
It's the final whistle. A win, a triumph, a time to...
いや、パス怖いわ。俺は素直にごめんなって言う。いやー、どうなんか。まだ通ってもよかったんちゃうか。めちゃくちゃ尻噛まれるけどな、俺。罰があんねん。だよね。危ねえ。 ってないな、さっきから。だからや。抜けてない、大丈夫。スパキャンや。スパキャンですわ。全くやってなかったな。ですや。忘れてましたわ。あ、そうや、サルさんも。あ、2つなっとるわ。丁寧に行こう、丁寧に。いやー、空いてる。いや、ばっかやな。ばっかやな。はいはいや。いや、ありがとう、サルさん。またリベンジするわな。ライオンもあかんかったな。で、抜けてきたか。じじい。今、滝さんの書見てくれてんのかな、今。パスワードが2525で、お願いします。またリベンジするな。オッケー。じゃあ、滝さんの師匠をやって、お父さん。お前な、またリベンジする。お父さんさん。お父さんさんおかしい。お父さんって呼ぼうか。お父さんお願いします。いや、怖いな。一応しかせえへんな。そうだ。そのままやな。ちなみに、この試合はそんなに頑張らないで、お父さん。そんなに頑張らないで大丈夫です。そうやな。ああ、いいことした。ありがとう、ミル君。おい。ありがとうございます。いただきます。
So without question, it is one of the most awaited, most anticipated days on the footballing calendar. So many teams, so many ambitions, and only a handful will go forward to achieve those ambitions. That is the nature of our fascinatingly competitive game. The mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. And already we're underway here. Shevchenko was only too happy to help out in defence.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. That is a great pick out. Real chance! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. He's only too happy to take that back.
なんだ今の
And the counter is on. And he's intervened well there. Oh, that's a key interception. And here's Neymar. Neymar going face to face with his great... Oh, here's a chance! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Pedri actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And here's Suarez. The most accurate pass. Pedri. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Great chance! There it is! Lacking for neither time nor space. It could scarcely have been more straightforward.
That's just a great finish, but it's down to very clever movement. You can see this has been obviously worked on the training ground. He knew exactly where he wanted the ball, and it all came good.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Maldini gets over and intercepts. And that is as far as they're going to go. Bale. Lovely bit of skill. Bale will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Barcelona upping the intensity here, having lost possession.
Yeah, it's actually very good pressing. They want it back as quickly as they can get it, and they're hunting in packs to do just that.
Good to watch.
It really is. It's rugged and robust, but it still needs plenty of intelligence and teamwork.
Shot could be on. Can he finish? Really well taken goal. And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
Not a defender in sight. He had all the time in the world.
Well, look, he moves and manufactures in unique fashion. This guy is sheer class.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
And here's Shevchenko.
Well, that was well positioned and well pitched. They can't hurt with their backs to go.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Thuram promptly onto that, and that is that. Maldini. That is good alertness. Nicely aimed pass. Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution. Bellingham! And he hits the net. And they've got their lead back.
And how about the timing of the pass and run? They've worked it before, and no doubt they'll work it again.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? It's Nedved. And they're quick to get it back. Bellingham! It's a lovely, neat pass. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Now it's Messi, and it's Luis Suarez. And there's green grass ahead of him. And the shot! Tomiyasu gets rid without sophistication. Busquets. And he's away.
この
Whistle's
勝敗
gone,
ゲームは
that's
もう出ない。
foul.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
So the last big chance perhaps before half
ど
time.
うしましょう、追いついたよ。
Messi! What a save from Peter Schmeichel! And we have our very first corner. He rises! He can get that clear. Messi. And Messi! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
So what can they make of this? Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Messi. Messi! Well, now it's a race for the ball. And he's been caught napping. De Jong. Now there's a fight. And Messi! Oh, another save.
ただ、エンターテイナー。
And we hit half-time. So after a truly engaging first half, it remains right on edge. Things still very much in the mix in what is shaping up to be a super contest. 2 on the score at the break, and every indication that both parties are capable of adding more.
こうやったな。
Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides.
Well, we've had plenty to go on in that first half, Peter, and it's a fragile lead that could quite easily change hands in the second. If you like your football unpredictable, I think you're at the right match.
よし、どうしましょう。
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2 goals to 1.
バカ野郎、この野郎。
Whistle goes, and we start the second half. So both teams emerge the same as they were before the break. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
もうその前のパスが終わってるわ。
It's level again. What a match we have.
Wow, this is so good. I mean,
Eh?
seriously good. They're putting on quite a show here for us. Well, his movement is all based on fine margins, and the timing of his run then was ideal.
Bale! Oh, that was no routine save.
Bale clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
神頭です。きっと、きっと。あ、じゃあ、フェアな。フェアな。
Barcelona have the chance to go the other way.
なんで？
Here's a man adored by many, even deified by some.
相手のとこ転がるね。
落ち着いてはる。
Has ended up in no man's land. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Nice ball, and he might be in here.
うまい今の。
Thuram did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to
あれ、
keep
あん
an
ま
eye
り
on.
やられたことない点の取られ方したな。
それ取られるんかい。
Have it back and can go again. So Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right.
It's Bale! And it's in! Into the lead once more.
いや、今のシュートやばい
That
な。
is so good. Such sharp skills and such a delicious finish.
And how easy did he make that look? That is supreme.
Big chance. Must be. Has a goal.
はあ、お前マジかよ。
Didn't match the build-up.
それぐらい決めてくれ。
Difficult to stop it when runs in behind are being made like that.
Busquets.
チェスト確認始まったぞ。
Now it's Neymar. Oh, that's fabulous. Pedri. Bellingham.
まあ俺出した今。
And it's Shevchenko.
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just...
Chance!
危な。
Oh, surely that deserved better.
Oh, the pass was sublime. The finish was substandard. What a disappointment.
あったいなお父さん。このフランスの
And it's Messi.
使い方うまいよな。
Pedri. Neymar. Now it's Neymar. That's not going to find its target. Bale. Chance here to counter. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Oh, that's beautifully weighted. And Shevchenko. Just the keeper to beat. Oh, shooting chance! It's in! And with that goal comes comfort. Really tidily gathered and ultimately a more than tidy finish.
Yeah, I really can't say enough
It's
as to
not
how good the
Torrento.
final ball was. It
Yes,
took the
it does.
defence out of the equation for that split moment, and the damage was all done.
So the lead now is 2.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking
Yeah, man.
to cause even more damage here.
もう目を。
Bale.
いやマジかもう。
Messi. That is a great pick
で
out.
もさ偉そうにするか。
Barcelona can breathe again.
猫さんで最後にするか。
Yeah, they showed
Also,
a
we should
vulnerability
think, what's that
until the
about?
move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Oh, super find. And here's Shevchenko. Shevchenko does really well to win the... Messi! And it's there! And they are pulling clear here. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
Oh, give me this every week. The technical ability was superb, and you can see he meant every bit of this.
いやー裏抜けられた。
It's starting to look like a done deal now.
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how
やら
many
れ
is
た。
coming.
めっちゃもう規模いっぱい出してもう差別したのかな。
This is what good chemistry is all about.
That's been intercepted.
4対
He
1。
read that really well and stopped it.
2試合で走ってしまう。いやお父さんありがとうございました。
It's cause for
また
mild
リベンジさせてく
irritation.
ださいお父さん。
Neymar.
お前は。
De Jong. Turan. For Messi.
お父さんまたお願いします。
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Oh, that's well spotted. Bellingham.
よし、ネフさんお待たせ。
It's Nedved. Threads one in. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Some
お父
really
さん
good
ここ
ball
に来た。
movement.
ちょっと待って。猫咲いてんねお父さん。
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Maldini
Very good.
calmly anticipates. There will be 4 extra minutes. Luis Suarez. Maldini cuts out the pass. Right, Shevchenko.
お父さんすいません。
Shevchenko.
ちょっと間違
Added
えて
time
まして。
is up, and there goes the whistle. Well, that was a tale of 2 very different teams. One driven, ruthless, prolific. The other quite the opposite in all of those areas.
ありがとうございますお父さん。すいません。またでもお願いします。よし、ネフさん行きますか。最後来られるとこやったな。危ないとこや。あ。でもヘディングのシュートうまかったな。滝さんまたお父さんによろしくお伝えください。 シュラシャープで この間俺ネコさんにだいぶボコボコに行かれてるからな。気ぃつけなあかんで。
Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. Red is the colour, the only colour. We bring you this game, of course, from Old Trafford, Manchester.
待ってや。
So off we go then.
お願い
Well,
し
that
ま
had the
す。
makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing.
俺でも
Cuts out a
試合して
supply.
もわかんないけど、そのネコさんと相性めっちゃ悪いね。
Luis Suarez.
一番点取られる。
Well, there's the man we're all here to see, the thriller-minute Neymar, who really does turn every game into a showbiz occasion. So I wonder, Jim, what is in today's show?
Well, plenty, we hope, Peter, being the kind of...
There's the hit! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Could be danger here!
いやー、終わってんな、今
No
の。
way through, so back it comes. And it's Messi. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Well, that's well seen too. Platini. Messi. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
疲れな。疲れな。
Rummenigge.
お
Red
祭
red.
り開催や。
I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say.
サ
Both
ビ最後当たり
must
した。
have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
Played into space out wide. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Platini. Either side yet able to find the net. Oh, that's well spotted. Tomiyasu. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Rummenigge! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Oh, there's the clearance.
危ないわ
Pass。has been well intercepted. Some really good ball. Can he finish? Goal! There is the breakthrough.
いや、うまいわ。
Well, a 1-2 is easier to pull off than most dribbles, and I think we've just seen the proof.
So we have our breakthrough.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
And smartly reclaimed.
やばい、バッテリーだ。
Can he get it through? Tomiyasu cuts it out. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Rummenigge showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And it's Messi. Great hit! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
シュート打って
And
く
we
る
have
ね、
our
ネコ
very
さんって
first corner.
もうシュート打たれる。
And the shot! averse to this. And it's hoisted clear. And now they can spring out of defence. Well seen, saw that coming. He read that really well and stopped it. Latini has alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Messi, and Messi! It's anyone, and again! Oh, it's taken a touch. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Messi. That's been cut out, well played. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. And that interception was most necessary. And again!
なんでやねん、それが取れないんだよ。意味わからんな。
Well, it certainly livened things up a bit. That next goal now is absolutely crucial. Yeah, they were made to pay for not moving the ball smartly. Shevchenko!
いや、決めてよ。
Oh, surely that deserved better. Shevchenko has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that. Shevchenko in with the challenge.
マジ
Right into his path. Well timed, excellent interception. Rafael Leao really added the width there thanks to his willingness to make the run. Oh, nice touch.
いや、なんで出んねん、それが。気持ち悪い。
Rafael Leao. Drop. Can he put it away? He scored! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing. So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Platini. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Right card, cuts out the pass. Rafael Leao. He's perfectly measured that. Oh, super ball. And the shots!
いや、マジか。
That's just playing it safe and simple. Maldini. Rafael Leao.
え
Now it's Messi.
危ない危ない。
First half is done. The two sides have made this a pretty decent game so far. Both have contributed on the score sheet. There is a balance wherever you look. Either side holding back here. It has been quite a half this.
Well, it remains very delicately poised, and based on the promise we've seen through the first 45 minutes, I wouldn't be surprised if this takes another twist or two. It certainly would be in keeping.
And Messi! Thuram gets good distance on it. Latini. And it's Shevchenko. Messi looking to run onto it. And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Yeah, the idea was right. The delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
Vieira calmly anticipates. He's in Shevchenko! And he hits the net! And this is getting better and better. That is lovely, finished with amazing expertise.
You know, I'm not going to be hard on the goalkeeper because that moved all over the place on its journey.
So the lead now is 2.
Look, this position ought to convince them to increase their lead. I think they should be really positive about this now, Peter. Incentive set and incentive met. Now they've got to take it on another level.
And they've got a throw. And the ball's he's gone for goal! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Manchester United finding their passes.
The attendance for this match was
Vieira
71,000.
gets across to intercept that. Well
seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
That has been cut short. Squeeze it through. And he was quick to react. Rafael Leao, very much a man of this moment. And it's Messi. Pops him off it and wins back the ball. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Manchester United can breathe again, just.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Oh, this looks sharp. Pull it. Messi. Can he spark a counter here? That's a shade optimistic. Yeah. Maldini spots it and intercepts. Right, Shevchenko. Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Nedved. Real chance! That has earned a reprieve for the time being.
He has saved the goalkeeper's blushes there. What great defending.
Oh, shooting chance! Messi. It's a pretty loose pass. Moved on forwards, and that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Oh, good read.
That was well played. Well stopped.
Rummenigge, well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Platini. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played. Well stopped.
Rummenigge at his creative best. He set up 2 goals. Rafael Leao. Nedved. Pull it. And here's Messi. Forwards and with intent. 5 minutes left on the clock. There were better options before the ball was lost. Easy to say from up here, I know. Gently done. And it's Messi.
Yeah, this kind of bold running will always get you into areas of possibility.
This physical challenge. Rummenigge. Forced to go back.
They're really getting no time to...
Can he finish? And there goes the final whistle. So smiles all round as they shamelessly indulge in the post-whistle euphoria. A win achieved through the right balance of industry and inspiration. A really satisfying day's work.